Yeah, we're live with the Collision Series. Could not be more happy to be here, and what a way to kick things off for Wave B. We got the pride of New England, LingLing, going up against AscendX.
Oh, yes, AscendX out here with the Cloud, a matchup that, in theory, should give Peach a relatively difficult amount of time. Off stage, it can definitely spell a different sort of story, but this is LingLing we're talking about. You want to talk about legends of their respective scenes, my friend. This Peach has been out here doing it since before Peach was the menace that she is, getting that clean double bear for a good little 58% right there. This is definitely going to be an upset or a mountain to climb on the part of AscendX, but Cloud's been showing a lot of promise as of late, at the very least a top-level play, but let's see what AscendX has to do here.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's one of those characters that obviously you need a little bit of skill to know how to do it. Disjoints not exactly being what they were since the days of Melee. You can completely nullify certain characters with the proper use of a disjoint. Very much early Ultimate was like that, as the world's #1 player employed Ike to much that effect. But AscendX going to be taken off of the stage, and again, LingLing showing their dominance in the neutral game. And what we've seen, especially with LingLing, is the willingness to get in, and when they do, especially on these sword characters, the ability to maximize their combos, and that little extra weight can sometimes be a burden. At the hands of LingLing, when they get in on you, that can be just as much of a curse.
How much does it matter when you get in on them? Did you see that LingLing with that SDI? I don't want to do the typical commentator trope and be like, yo, did you see that SDI? But he popped out of cross slash out of the top. And that has definitely to do with part of Peach's weight, as I thought that was going to be a second Grimy Gimp, the first one going to a turn-up stock as well. 180 maximized on the part of LingLing right here. Just really doing a good job at making AscendX be the one who's forced to get in. But you are fighting Cloud, so Limit is going to be on deck regarding that. Still floating up, wanting absolutely nothing to do with that. The neutral very firmly game dominated in the favor of LingLing right now. AscendX having a very hard time taking this first stock.
And we can talk all day about the theoretical matchups between some characters, and that's certainly true in a lot of cases. Let me tell you, as a Falcon main, how I enjoy Pikachu. But at the same time, when it comes to this level of play, it really does come down so much to player against player, especially someone who is as seasoned and as well practiced as LingLing. AscendX going to air dodge away, little too much end lag on that for their liking, and that is going to cost them their second stock, while LingLing sitting at triple digits and 200 no less. And here we go. You're just going to have to hold that. Eventually, AscendX going to hold the turn up, but not before accruing 56% on their last stock.
It's not even just the combo game above everything else. Like, LingLing is just doing a wonderful job keeping their eye on the ball right here. The way that he's shaking already. It's okay, we'll hold hands and we'll do the buddy system as that forward air, 217%, finally going to take the stock off of the top. I gotta say though, LingLing, not even just the combos, he's doing a wonderful job at just doing the basic fundamental high-level Smash player thing of your eyes should always be on your opponent. The way that he's maximizing his float cancels in and around the platforms here just to chase the approaching Cloud, who, by the way, he's already doing a wonderful job at getting AscendX to be the one to approach, despite the fact that he is down.
Yeah.
It's just textbook Peach play. And speaking of textbook Peach play, that's 2 turn-ups to gimp this Cloud off of the level right there. That is LingLing going up game 1 in this winners round 1 of Wave B.
And you know what the thing is? AscendX not even playing poorly. Like, I wouldn't say, like, that is a pretty good, you know, like approaching high-level Cloud play.
Yeah.
Like, good stuff. But LingLing just so well practiced, has the minutia of the game down to a T. And while, yeah, maybe Peach isn't necessarily top 1 or anything like that, you could make the argument that because they can control so much of the space and so many of your interactions, you are forced to play around them. You are forced to, as you mentioned, you know, sort of weigh your options on how you approach. You have to really pay attention to pixels in a way that you don't necessarily have to do against most characters. And just because this character has been around since launch doesn't make that any less so. You're going to have a hell of a time playing against this character no matter what.
And on the part of Cloud, you really have to watch your positioning as well. Like, Cloud would definitely love to get under Peach, which you would think would be relatively easy considering this character loves to float to try to bait approaches. But this is LingLing that
up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. LingLing just never gives that stuff up at all. And when that happens, you really, really got to watch your positioning, because one bad up tilt can send you eventually under the stage like that. That was a 0 to death on the part of LingLing right there. No damage taken up until the double nair.
Sure was, and that's the thing. I mean, what is it about Peaches? The most effective ones that we have seen, certainly me being from Tri-State, I have a whole lot of love for them as an individual, but certainly as a player, Blazing Pasta.
That's the golden one.
And, oh, of course, but then you go into individuals like LingLing, and certainly with my familiarity with Texas, Udace, whenever they invade and take on some of the best that that state has to offer, and often coming out on top, you can be the bull all you want, but they are going to play the Matador, and they're going to do so effectively. However, it's AscendX trying to take their fate by the horns, almost costing LingLing a stock.
I thought that was going to be an up air off the top for sure, but AscendX instead electing to do the forward air. Just going with that classic climb hazard up B out of shield to try to get the Peach off of him, but LingLing even prepared for that. And I gotta say, when a Peach is mashing in your face in the way a Peach player is one to do, you gotta pick and choose your moments for that up B pretty carefully, as that up smash once again, even prepared to cover AscendX from the top. This time around, LingLing is just playing around this cloud over and over again, one way or another. And I don't want to necessarily, as that dash attack will finally take the stock, I don't want to necessarily say that, you know, like Cloud would win this matchup, but LingLing's certainly making it seem like AscendX doesn't know the LingLing matchup.
See, I wouldn't want to say it because I don't think it.
Right.
I just, especially when like a high-level Peach, as you can see, can absolutely dominate the proceedings. Like, if the Cloud is not prepared to deal with someone who is as skilled in movement, which, like, okay, yeah, movement is important in a platform brawler. Hi, I'm Mr. Obvious. Glad to meet you. But it really is all about positioning. It's all about I'm popping the camera guy, which makes me feel good. But like it really is just that. As you saw, AscendX trying to get cute and air dodge down from the platform. And LingLing is there to make you question every little thing. And that is the ability that Peach brings to the table. When you have mastered movement in this game, that your opponent might eventually get the answer, but you are more than prepared to be able to change the question in an instant. And all of a sudden, you're left wondering exactly what you do with this gigantic sword.
You die with it.
You die with it. You have to hold the L, and LingLing is going to come away with a solid 2-0 lead here.
That's New England's finest right there. You know, just sort of wrapping up the sticks right now in a clean 2-0.